How's it going, people? Salmon Slapper here. And yeah, the last one was the Little Notorious Monsters RS theory. If you haven't seen it yet, go ahead and check it out. It's just a bit of theoretical update that I've kind of thought up and was kind of interested in what you guys thought. But today we have the behind the scenes for May 2013. This came out not too long ago and was chucked up on the RuneScape website. So here is your update video. So let's get started then. So first thing up is they're going to be introducing something called the Nexus. And pretty much what this Nexus is in a nutshell, it's going to be a new social prayer training method. It's mainly aimed towards the lower levels, so basically new members or just your fairly low level in prayer. And to be able to play this little mini game slash social XP gathering event, I guess, you need to head down to Lippy, and apparently down there would be some kind of corruption or darkness appearing. There'll be an NPC you can talk to start it, and basically you've got to force back the evil by either burying bones or praying against the monsters that are coming out of the walls or whatever it is. Either way, you can basically gain a finite amount of XP from this, so you can only gain a certain amount, and from what they've said, it's going to be roughly the amount of XP to go from level 1 to level 40. Whether or not this same XP will be available to those at, let's say, 80 prayer, I have no idea. But that is what they said in the behind the scenes. If you go to the website, you can check it out. But yeah, it is a fairly decent amount of XP, I guess, and it's something for you to mess about with your mates and have a laugh with. So either way. Next up, now this one's a bit more interesting. As you all know, recently we did have the World Wakes quest, which was kind of like Jagex's big badass quest of the year kind of thing. And for those of you who completed it, you all know you kind of become a demigod. Well, this next one, God Emissaries, is kind of a follow-on towards that. And basically what this will do is they'll be adding 8 NPCs into the game, also known as God Emissaries. They can be found in different areas, and each of these emissaries follow a different god. So the idea is, I'm pretty sure this is free to play and pay to play, as they do mention free and members only. But members gain that little bit extra stuff to be able to do with it. But the basic idea behind this is you need to join a faction, and when you do join a faction, whether or not it's going to be a godless faction, so no gods are supported and you kind of rule the world, or you support, let's say, Zamrock or Guthix or Saradomin or Zaros or whichever one you feel like picking, you'll gain a specific title. You'll also be able to wield a display of some kind of your chosen god, most likely a staff, I would have thought, or it could very well be a banner or something along those lines. You get the idea. But while you're doing this, you can also compete and earn yourself some skilling or combat XP. They've also got a little objective mini-game thing to go along with it as well. Not much information on it yet, we'll have to wait till that comes out. But basically you can earn a large chunk of XP from it, and eventually, after, I'm assuming, completing all of the objectives and missions and stuff they can give you, you then gain access to a brand new helmet, which will be level 60 and have hybrid stats. So, kind of useful. It'd be nice to have a high level hybrid set, because you've pretty much only got Void, as the only other hybrid set I'm aware of at the moment is the one you get from doing the Elder Kiln, which is pretty much useless everywhere else except for in the Elder Kiln. So that is the God Emissaries update. That's fairly impressive. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I want to see what that helmet looks like, and it should be a laugh. Hopefully you get a decent chunk of XP from it. Either way, the next one. Now this one has got a very nice bit of information along with it, which I'm kind of interested to find out more about. And this one is basically called Farmed and Dangerous. So, what this is, it's expanding on the farming skill. For those of you who've actually leveled farming, as you all know, you pretty much only use allotments, trees, and fruit patches, and occasionally like your mushrooms and cactuses. And you almost never use hops, or the flower patch, unless you're doing limpies for the most part. But they're going to be adding 10 new plants, which are going to be ranging from level 76 farming to 96 farming. And these will make use of hops patches, flower patches, and your allotments. With these new flowers though, they're adding something a little bit different towards them. You can gain bonus XP in other skills from these plants. Now what I mean by this is, and the example they gave, was if you was to grow a certain plant in a flower patch, you could possibly steal the fruit from within and eat the fruit to gain some thieving XP. Or one of your fruits could try to attack you, kind of like the vine in Ardone if you've done that quest back to the roots, and you can kill it and you'll get combat XP kind of thing. Now, here's the interesting part though. Not only do you gain like a mixture of XP now from this, you could also gain the ability to build grapevines, which is very similar to how you've done back to my roots, where you grow that vine to get some Slayer XP. These, however, you'll be able to make them god-themed, and with the fruits you gain from it, you'll be able to create wines, and with these wines you can use them to enhance god brew potions. Now they don't actually go into any specifics here, but I'm assuming by god brew potions, that would be the Saradomin brew and the Zamorak wine, or the Zamorak potion itself. So that would be fairly interesting, because at the moment brews are kind of used as supplementary food. You kind of use them alongside food, but they're nowhere near as useful as they used to be. So with this, we could possibly be seeing brews making a little bit of a comeback, and they may become your main healing source while bossing now. So that is something to look forward to and to find out what happens. So moving on to the next part though, you've got a now brand new bonus Tidy Up XP. So this one is kind of weird. I'm not really sure why they're doing it, although it is a fairly decent update in my opinion. Basically all your bonus XP items, so such as the gold mining suit gives you a slight bonus to mining, the lumberjack suit gives you a slight bonus to woodcutting, construction suit for construction, the runecraft robes, etc, etc, etc. All of those items which give you a slight bonus while skilling. Almost all of them now will be put under one system, which apparently will help them enhance future updates, and they'll kind of change how you get the bonus XP into similar to how Recruit a Friend bonus XP works. Basically what this means is a lot of the items, once you obtain them, I'm assuming you could put them into some kind of box or something like that, and you'll permanently gain the effect. So a lot of the items will no longer actually be needed to equip. So the example they gave was something along with a necklace. Instead of using a necklace to gain bonus XP, you could just use a combat necklace and still gain that bonus XP. So there we go, that's that. It's tidying it up a little bit, so I suppose it's kind of handy. As in, if you go mining, instead of wearing the full mining suit, you could wear some decent armor so you don't get raped by all of the enemies down in the caverns. But yeah, there we go. So it's a fairly decent one. Nothing massive, but a nice addition nonetheless. And next up, we have the Solomon Store and the Squeal of Fortune. Not much to mention here. It's pretty much they're adding PvP death animations and some new cosmetic shite. So there we go, that's that. The RuneScape beta though, they did mention the RuneScape beta, and basically they're saying that there's been a hell of a lot of progress thanks to all the feedback from everyone. They're basically just thanking the community for helping out, and they now have plans potentially to change the player base that are experimenting on these servers. And basically what this will come down to is slowly and eventually they'll end up expanding the HTML5 beta to everyone in RuneScape, as I'm assuming probably you need to be a member still though, and that does actually include the NI5 or NIS alpha, which is the interface alpha. So yeah, apparently both of those may very well be coming to everybody soon. But there we go, that is pretty much everything for this May update in a nutshell. That's everything they're adding. Not much else to mention other than they're making progress on the beta and the alpha. The beta's pretty much been getting slowly optimized, as quite a lot of different systems run very differently. There seems to be a lot of mid systems and low systems seem to run it fairly smoothly, whereas the high end systems are messing about with it for whatever reason, seem to be getting a lot of low frames. So they're still doing that at the moment and bumping that up. But yeah, that is pretty much it. So I hope you all enjoyed. This has been the behind the scenes for May, and I will catch you all later. Have a good one.